Good morning, everybody out there. Well, morning for me, afternoon for Mr. Kieran Lancini. How you guys doing? How you doing, Kieran?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Excited to chat to you.
Awesome. I was reading, I was reading your press release that Rachel sent over,
Uh-huh.
and I thought it was very interesting that the whole reason you're in the UK is you missed a flight back to Australia. How the how the hell did
Yeah,
that
I
happen?
I was just having too much of a good time. Hey, I kept on putting my flight back and extending it and extending it. And then yeah, that was one point I just forgot I booked a flight home and I just stayed. And I've been here 14 years now. So I've been back and forth back to Australia. But yeah, here's my home now. So I'm
That's
kind of settled
hilarious.
here in the UK.
Your family's just waiting for you at the airport.
Yeah.
Have a plate set for you at the table. I'll be
Yeah,
right back.
so he'll be home any second. I promise. He'll be home any second.
That's awesome, man. That's fascinating. That's an interesting story. So you just put up the new single on the 23rd of October.
Yeah,
How did you how did you link up with that gentleman from Nashville that wrote the song?
yeah. I was mates with Phil for years. So I won a competition in
Right.
Australia called Star Maker, and that's like a national competition where if you want a career in country music, you go on Star Maker. And previous winners were like Keith Urban and Lee Kernaghan and some really major Australian
Hmm.
country names.
Hmm.
And I won that. I ended up being very fortunate enough to win it and had a record deal and a car, and I toured around all the country. And my manager at that time, who was also manager of Keith Urban, he sort of set me up with this guy Phil. He's like, write with this amazing young up and coming writer. I'm like, okay, cool, because I didn't have a single, I didn't have most win a single or anything done yet. So and Phil just happened to live near me where I was living in Sydney. And yeah, so we met up and just instantly, clicked and hit it off and started writing like 2 to 3 songs a day over the course of 2 years, 2.5 years.
Oh wow.
So when I moved over here and to England, I came as a 6 month kind of holiday break,
Hmm.
uh, and then kind of never left. And then when fate happened, I released my other single, The Reason, and that did very well. And when I was looking for a sort of an upcoming song, what can I release next? This one stuck in my mind, and I found a copy at home when I was home last in Australia. I found a box of CDs, and this song was in there, and it was always in the back of my mind, as I said. So I called up Phil. I'm like, dude, do you remember this song I Need You? And he's like, oh yeah, yeah. So can I release it? He's like, yeah, go for it. So the song was written 15 years ago, and it's just kind of seeing the light of day now. And it took us about 40 minutes to write, or not even. It was,
Why the gap? Because that's a
well,
good song, man. It's a
oh,
real
thanks,
good
dude.
song.
No, I really appreciate it. Well, I kind of left music for a long time. I sort of had the whole career in Australia, and there was changes in the label, and I got dumped in that kind of thing, which is
Hmm.
a blessing in disguise, and that allowed me to go to Europe and England, and I've always wanted to travel. So I was like at 26 at the time, going, if I don't go now, I'm never gonna go. So I sort of just took 6 months out, took a break, go traveling, and hence I fell in love with the place and kind of stayed and worked my way up in a corporate life doing these other corporate roles. And so thought music was in my past. And, I'd still sing. I'd go to a karaoke bar after having a few bottles of wine and pretend I'm Bon Jovi and stuff like that. But
Who
it's
doesn't?
like,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And it was, yeah, so it was all, I always thought it was in my past. And I was okay with that. I look back at the time uh, in Australia and the country music industry, and I loved it. I had, hold it so close to my heart, and never thought I'd actually go back in. And it wasn't until the winners, the organizers of Star Maker found me, and they're like, Kieran, hello. I'm like, oh, hello. They go, we've got this 40th anniversary show coming up, and we're inviting all the winners back, and we'd love for you to come. And I was like, well, I hadn't been home at that point for 4 years, and I
Still
was like,
waiting. Yeah.
and I was like, cool, all right, I'll kill two birds with one stone. I'll go home, see the folks, and I'll go into New South Wales and do the show. And I was terrified. Hey, I'd not sung on a stage like that in front of an auditorium or a band with a band like that. It was, lots of sleepless nights and a lot of like, self affirmations in order for me to get up there and do it. But I did it. I did a Vince Gill song that I think I did in the finals of Star Maker as well. But it was, yeah, I got a lot of good positive feedback from the folks there, and yeah, and it led me to release The Reason, which is my first single in 18 years, and I Need You is, yeah, the second one that's just come out. So it's all a little beautiful journey, I think. I think I needed that 18-year break. A lot of, grown up a lot. Because when I won Star Maker, God, I was born in a really small cane farm community in Australia. There's 4 kids in my class. There was like, yeah, 32 kids in the whole school. It was like very, very rural.
Oh,
And
wow.
I left there and moved to Sydney to further my career in music. And within 3 months, I won Star Maker. So I was still very much this young country kid in the big smoke, and then being automatically thrusted into the kind of national spotlight was tough. And
Yeah,
if
I was
I
gonna
knew
say.
then, if I
Yeah.
knew then what I know now, I would have done things a hell of a lot differently. But the beauty of hindsight is you can always look back, and uh, it was still one of the most fond memories, and I loved it. But allowed me to grow and mature, um, and now coming back 18 years is even more scary. I think you're dipping your toe in. You're like the industry's changed a lot, but yet it still sort of remained the same. And there's a lot of relationships I still need to build. So I'm a new kid on the block at quite an old age, but I'm having a lot of fun, and I think that's the main thing. As soon as you don't, you just kind of need to give it up, then, right?
That's right. That's the main thing. So, okay. So now what's next? You got this single that just came out, or are you gonna drop a whole
Yeah,
thing on us? You're living in UK during what I presume is lockdown again,
it is.
and
We start lockdown on Thursday. So we're
uh,
going into lockdown chapter 2 on Thursday. So
2.0, yeah.
yeah, Mac 2. There's probably going to be a Mac 3 and 4 as well. But you just got to keep positive. And I think this year for me has, I don't know, I'm trying to keep positive about it. It's been a year of creativity. Without this year, I wouldn't have released the singles, and I wouldn't have started writing and doing all the stuff that I've always wanted to do, but I couldn't because I was in a normal 9 to 5 job.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, it's been a blessing, but it's also been quite tough.
Mhm.
Because I had COVID in March,
Oh,
and
geez.
it was so rough. I was so rough.
How are you doing
Um,
now?
fine. It took me about 8 weeks to fully get over it before I
Jeez.
felt like normal. But yeah,
Well, there you go. See, all these assholes out. You can swear if you like. All these assholes out there that think it's bullshit. I don't think it's bullshit, but
yeah, I
here's one.
did.
Here's someone. He has
Yeah,
had
it
it.
was
You say you
quite.
don't know anybody, meet Kieran. He's had it.
It's quite scary, actually. Yeah, there was one point there where I was like really rough, but luckily I didn't require, any hospitalization, and the ambulance came, and they were really awesome. But, it also puts a lot of things to perspective for me.
Right.
Um, so it was one of these things where if I don't do it now, I may as well, just give it a go, just throw it against the wall and see if it sticks. And that's what I kind of did with the 2 songs. And, I do want to continue. I do want to keep going, and I've got a dance remix of the first of I Need You coming out on Friday as well, which I
Oh
never thought
wow.
I'd do.
A
So
dance
DJ
remix.
in Australia, DJ Argonaut, was like, let's do this. I was like, if you can rip the vocal off your trot kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's quite exciting, and I would love to, once we're allowed to travel, head back to the States and go to Nashville again, and yeah, we'll see.
We'll see if there's an America left.
Oh yeah, like yeah, the elections are coming up for you guys, right?
Well, I'm in Canada, so
Oh
thanks,
yeah.
but yeah, they'll be coming up for them right away. I think. I think
Gee.
today actually. I think they start
Yeah, I
counting.
think it is. Yeah, and tomorrow we'll find out something. I've been
Yeah,
a bit of addicted to the news on that kind of front. I think it's
yeah,
fascinating.
that's
Absolutely
crazy.
nuts.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's nuts. So a dance remix that'll be interesting to hear.
Yeah, it's actually quite all right. It's
Hmm.
I never thought I'd do it because obviously I'm country through and through, and I was like,
Hmm.
it's kind of just another avenue to get the song out there because I'm just really proud of the song, and it kind of works with a kind of dance remix kind of
Yeah.
thing. And it's the first time I've done a proper video for the song for a single
Oh,
as
okay.
well.
Okay.
So yeah, the video was dropped the same day as the song on the 23rd, and um, yeah, it's kind of I play a security guard, so I'm only in it for like 3 seconds. and I didn't really want the video to be about me singing it. It's kind of,
Right.
I think I needed to, just wanting to have it as a, I don't know, to live it outside me as the performer. I kind of just wanted it just to tell a story. And so the video is these two mannequins coming to life in a department store and dancing. So
Awesome.
that was really fun. And also Mannequin's one of my favorite 80s movies. So it's a little bit
I
of
was
a
going to say,
homage.
just like the movie. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to. Goddamn cats in here
Oh my
now.
God, amazing.
I did. I share a room with my fucking cats, and they had to come in right now. I didn't. They just chew a hole through the goddamn door. So there you go.
Are they male or female cats?
2 female cats.
Ah.
I used to have. We had like 4 cats at one time, and they both passed on, and now we're left with the 2 girls here.
Is it true that the male cats are more affectionate? They're the ones that will come onto your lap and stuff, because
God
females are
damn it.
more like kind of like a little standoffish.
I miss boy cats too. Yeah, for sure. These girl cats are bastards.
Because in lockdown, I was kind of thinking myself whether to get
You
an
should have got a
animal.
cat. You should have got a male cat.
Yeah. So
There's
we always
still
grew up with dogs, because in Australia, because we lived, as I said, quite rural, and we always had dogs. I've always wanted a cat.
I like both. I've had dogs too, and I grew up with dogs too, because I also grew up on a farm, so I get it for sure. But yeah, I don't even know how I ended up with cats. When some weird turn of events or something. But, they're cool, but yeah, definitely if you want one that's gonna cuddle, get
a male one. Do you name them after human names?
Yeah.
You're
Totally.
awesome.
I have a girl cat named Charlie, and the other girl is named Raina.
I love it.
Not like Mitzi or Bootsy or some shit. I don't know.
With our dogs, we always named them like Cindy, Oliver, Barbara.
Barbara. That's the best name for a dog. Barbara, shut up. Barbara.
Come inside for a bath, Barbara. Come inside.
Cindy, hush.
Yeah, we always had human names for dogs, and yeah.
That's hilarious. That's awesome. That's good. I love that. But yeah, for sure. If you've still got time before lockdown 2.0 comes, go to the pound, get a black cat, name it Blackie, call it a day.
Totally. Yeah. So yeah, I think I need to. Otherwise, this one's only supposed to be for a month. Apparently, we're coming out of this on the 2nd of December. But I don't see how.
I'm glad they give you a timeline. My God.
But our prime minister's like, he did a address to the nation. When was it? On Sunday or Saturday? He's like, we need to act now. But our lockdown starting on Thursday. No, Sunday. Let's act now, and then only on Thursday.
This is it right now. 3 days.
So, 3 days time.
Take your time. We'll ease into this.
Sorry, Miss Rona, don't touch me now. You can, Thursday.
Wait until Thursday.
Exactly. Yeah.
Jesus. Well, we're not. I don't know. They didn't do in my province. They didn't do a strict lockdown. They have their recommendations.
Oh, okay.
So the recommendations is stay away from people and wear a mask and shit. It's like, why don't you just come in here and just shut it down like they do everywhere else? Because that seems to work pretty well,
Yeah, I mean,
they shut everything down, but they're not like making sure people stay inside, right? Or stay whatever.
Yeah, I think only over here non-essential shops are opened, and you're not allowed to mix within households, and so all bars and clubs and all that would shut. So yeah, I mean, it's with the way the world is, you just got to be positive and keep smiling. And for me, if the world, if it all gets a little bit too much, I'm just going to put on a Muppet movie and just, relax and just crack open a bottle of wine. Yeah, exactly. The tonic for life in 2020 is I'm going to put my head in the sand.
What a fucking year.
Man. Yeah, it's been.
But again, like you said, if it didn't happen, you wouldn't have the time to this. I wouldn't be talking to you right now, and I wouldn't be talking to any of the people I've talked to right now. So it's not as bad.
Yeah,
you can do
exactly. We've still, luckily, we've still got my health and positivity in order for all to get through it. It's just Yeah, and it's also releasing the single and
Yeah.
doing all that
Now
stuff.
a remix. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it allows me just to focus on something positive and hopefully providing some joy into the world. And if it connects with at least one person, the song, then my job is done. Regardless of where it gets on the charts and all that kind of stuff, it's really irrelevant. It's just we know whether someone connects to it and likes it. So yeah.
Yeah, it's good. The song I got was good. We played it. I played it on the UK radio station SLE Radio. I do a morning show over there, so I played that a couple days ago, and I'll play it again when I go on tomorrow.
Oh,
The
amazing.
time
Yeah,
difference is all effed for
yeah,
us.
exactly. But now we're in daylight savings times or something, so the clocks have shifted.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, it really just screwed me over. I had a thing, I had a set routine, and now it's like that extra hour is like, it's hard.
Yeah.
The morning show starts at midnight my time, and it used to be 11 p.m. my time. It's like that extra hour is like I could be in bed right now.
It's like bedtime, seriously. God. I struggle to stay up past 10 these days, and
Good for you.
doing the promo for all the Australian side of things. It's like 2:30 interviews, 3 o'clock in the morning interviews.
Like
It's
3 p.m. for you, your time?
yeah, 3 a.m. UK time. Yeah, so
That's dedication.
yeah, well, it's I'll do it for the craft and the love of the craft. So it's just go to bed a little bit earlier than I'd normally, like 8 o'clock. Set the alarm, get up and do a radio interview, and then go back to bed.
And
And
go back to bed. Yeah,
yeah,
for sure. For sure.
yeah,
But like you said, that's what you got to do for the
yeah.
craft and for your fans and everything like that. So
Yeah, and I'm really proud of I'm proud of the song, and
that's a good song.
yeah. So yeah, thank you, and thank you for the support. I really
Of
appreciate it.
course, 100%. I get all sorts of people pop up in my inbox. I thought, okay, who is this? Oh, okay, that's good. And I apologize for messing up the last week when I was supposed to have you on. I don't know what the hell went wrong.
Oh no, no problems. Don't worry at all. It's fine.
It's good
All
now.
good.
It's all good now. Well, why don't you take the last 5 minutes or so, Kieran, tell people where we can support you
Yeah, totally.
and what you're going to name your cat.
So if you guys want to hear more, like just hop on to Spotify, Apple, all the streaming services. All my singles are on there. Even the ones from even my winning Star Maker singles are on there, so you can take a step back in time and have a listen. It's back to 2002. And yeah, there's all Facebook, Kieran Lancini Music, or Instagram, Kieran Lancini. So pop in and say hi. Just yeah. And what would I name my cat? This is a very interesting question.
It's very important.
See, I kind of want to go for like a stripper name, like a Crystal or a Chardonnay. If I could.
There you go.
Yeah.
Chardonnay or
Like a Chardonnay.
Merlot.
Yeah, well, I love my wine, so probably.
Hey, there you go.
But if
Shiraz. Yeah.
Shiraz! Oh my God, a feisty cat called Shiraz.
There you go.
You know that she would, she'd be amazing.
Should be a heartbreaker.
Yeah, she would. Yeah, I love it.
Some attitude too. Just a whole backstory for this cat you don't have. Well, you should get one. You go get a cat. I recommend it or something, or like a bird or some sort of companion, for God's sake, for round 2.
Next week, you watch. I'll be pinging you on social media. This is Chardonnay. This is Merlot. I've got 3 cats.
Limbo Podcast on Facebook, at Limbocast on Twitter. I'm mainly on Twitter. Get Rachel to email me a picture.
Perfect.
I will laugh my ass off.
Oh, fantastic.
Come here, 1 second. Come here. Look at that. So you get one of these guys.
Ooh. So that's not what breed is that?
That is a Blue Point. Blue Point Siamese. And we found her. Well, she found us. She wandered into our yard one night. We never left. We tried to find her owners. This was like
just gonna say, did you just abduct the cat?
I stole it. I said, fuck it, look at that cat. Come here. Yeah. Come here, kitty. Yeah. No, it was really strange. Like, we had just lost my wife's cat. She had him for 14 years or something like that. A long time. 10 years. A long time. And he got sick and had to put him down. And then it was like her birthday, so she was all sad. I was like, I'm sorry. And then we're out in the road, like, drinking. And we hear that damn meow that she's got. And I was like, what the fuck is that? oh, it was a kitty, and then she like walks through our back gate, and we're like, oh, well, it's wet. Well, we're not going to bring her inside. Oh no, no, we can't do that. No. 5 minutes later, it's in the goddamn house, like separated from the other army of cats we had. And then we went to bed in the morning. It had like gotten herself out of the segregation area, and she's like sitting on the couch. We're like, well, all the
She's like,
cats are just chilling because usually they just beat the shit out of each other. I was like, oh, okay. But we tried to find her owner. We tried to like scan her microchip and all that, but
wow.
no one ever. Beautiful cat. It's a good
Yeah,
breed.
it looks amazing. Yeah, it's awesome. Meant to be.
Yeah, I
Loves
think
it.
so. It's weird. Find one of those. Just go catch one. Don't even go to the pound. Just hang a piece of something out the window and they'll come. There's got
Yeah,
to be
just go
hungry cats in
scoping
the
out the
UK.
neighbours' yards to see what I can find.
Don't worry about the collar. They don't mean anything. Just slip it off. Come in. Yeah. I'm a crazy cat thief. Don't tell anyone. No, just
No
kidding.
worries. Oh, it's been awesome.
Not bad. Yeah, it's been a pleasure talking to you too.
You too. Thanks so much for the support. I really love it.
100%.
Thanks.
Yeah, let me know. I want to see this Shiraz cat.
I will do.
Okay.
Right, Dan.
Have a
Thank you
good
so
day.
much.
Good luck, man. Stay in touch.
Thanks. Thanks. Bye bye bye.
Bye.